What's good, fight fans? Josh Mantle here from MMA Today News. Today, bringing you a brand new series called Getting to Know MMA Today. What is this, you ask? Basically, this is going to be a series of videos slash interviews. I'll basically be interviewing the whole team of MMA Today, and there is now quite a few of us, and basically putting them in the spotlight and giving them their chance to speak. Yeah, you can catch their writing over at MMA Today, but you don't really get to see the real them. So what I'll be doing is putting them in the spotlight so we can kind of get to know them as a person, not only as a writer. This really highlights each writer individually and gets their name out there. It also helps you get to know more about your favourite writers, your favourite interviewers, and much more. For this week and this week only, I'm going to be getting episodes out today on Friday the 10th and tomorrow Saturday the 11th. I'm then going to leave out Sunday, and then it'll be a routine of Monday, Wednesday and Friday between those days, because obviously we've got the time change between UK and obviously America and the rest of the world. So yeah, that's my aim. Kicking off the series with a banger, this episode 1, we're going to have the pound for pound best mustache in MMA Today history. We're joined by Drake Riggs. How are you, man?
Not bad, not bad. Thank you very much. Great intro. I think Pat Cummins might be giving me a run for my money nowadays, but I'll take it.
You like that, don't you?
Yeah, yeah, very nice.
So how does it feel to be episode 1 on Getting to Know MMA Today?
It's a pretty big honor, actually. I mean, since I've only been with the site for about a month, but I really appreciate it, and thank you for having me on.
Of course, so like I said earlier, it's just to gain exposure. I want MMA Today to be individually successful as well. As a team, we're very powerful, but individually, it's good to give each writer a spotlight.
Absolutely, yeah, I totally agree.
And
Got
I'm
plenty of guys who deserve it.
exactly, we've got a big team and we've got a lot of talent. So let's get into the questions. Give me a brief description about yourself.
Well, you already nailed it with the mustache. There's that. Big fan of just fighting, and football's my other sport. Like to hang out, party, have fun, and anyway, hate describing myself, so uh, it is what it is, as Holloway would say.
Football, what? Who do you support there?
American football.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Green Bay Packers and the Jacksonville Jaguars. So yeah, those are my teams.
I mean, I'd probably have something to say about that if I knew what you were on about, but I don't.
I mean, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's funny though because the Packers are always the good ones, and now it's kind of flipping this season. So, I mean, it's fun, you know.
So how did you get into mixed martial arts? Were there any specific fights or specific fighters that you watched and you were like, wow, I want some of that?
Well, actually, I, as most of us might have been growing up, we're big WWE fans, or at least that was the thing since it's also older and stuff. So it was like, oh, that's the cool thing growing up. Just, I don't know, little kids like that for some reason. They still do, which is kind of weird when you think about it, but I don't know. It wasn't the thing. So I was actually a WWE fan first, like pretty diehard. And then one day, actually, I was like down in the basement playing video games or something, and I just come upstairs and my dad's watching UFC 94 on the TV, and I'm like, "Whoa, what's going on here?" And he's like, tells me a little bit, "Oh, they're fighting. It's like boxing, except they can pretty much do anything except for like, nut shots and the specifics and whatnot." I was like, "Whoa!" So it's like real, because at that point I was like kind of like, oh, okay, WWE is obviously a little bit, as you get older, you're like, okay, this shit's a little bit fake.
Yeah.
So seeing the real stuff was like, wow, incredible. So yeah, first fight I ever saw was GSP and BJ Penn 2, and it's been in love ever since then, really.
Good man. And how did you get into writing? Obviously, you haven't been with MMA Today that long, but was this where you started, or what's going on there?
No, so I stumbled upon Sherdog in about 2000. 2010, and I would just visit there pretty frequently
Okay.
until I ended up signing up for the forums in 2011. And I was just a regular little poster, nothing special. And I didn't post very often until about maybe 2014. And so I just started posting a lot more and eventually got recognized and got bumped up to the staff as a moderator and eventually worked my way to admin and started the Q&A series for the Sherdog forums. And then after that, I got more into specifically writing. I did a couple articles with them, which kind of springboarded me. And then I just separated and now we're here.
What's your favourite thing to write about over at MMA Today? I've seen you've got your top tens, and they're pretty spot on. I love them.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I enjoy doing top tens a lot. I don't like to brag about myself or anything, but my rankings are kind of a specialty of mine, and I'm pretty knowledgeable when it comes to like the women's scene. And I don't know. I just like to write things that are positive, really, because when you look at a lot of things nowadays, I don't know, people focus on the negatives a little bit too much, I would say, and it's just not necessary. For example, not to call anyone out, but like when Connor, dropped an F bomb after the Feely fight against Lobov, you don't need to focus
Yes.
on that. Who cares? It's just, I don't know. I just could never see myself writing about that stuff, and I didn't write about it. So, and I don't plan on focusing on negativity really. So, I like to, just the positivity, I guess. keep it real.
Yeah, of course. And you can obviously your top tens are quite big. You used to write them a lot, and you've brought them over to MMA Today. It
Hmm.
must be pretty cool to get it on a bit of a wider scale than it was.
Oh, absolutely, man. I've actually been doing my rankings for about maybe since 2013, which really feels insane that I've been just updating them that often for that long. I
Yeah.
uh, I posted them on Sherdog at first and just have been updating them monthly since then. And yeah, now we're here. I mean, there's and people, have taken notice on them and think that they're good, and I really appreciate that because the my whole goal is just to make something that it is just agreeable for the most part. Everyone's going to have differing opinions, but something that's okay, you maybe have some nitpicks, but for the most part it's widely agreeable and better than the UFC's hot garbage of rankings, but that's not hard to do. So
I
yeah.
actually saw a couple of people comment on that today, saying that they were much more accurate, and
Mhm.
which really brightened my day, knowing that someone was being, that kind. Because
Yeah, yeah.
there is
Seriously.
so much negativity going around, and it's crazy. We're meant to be a community, and there's just
Mhm.
so much negative hate just going round, and
Yeah,
there's
just
no
in the
need for
world
some
in
of it.
general.
Yeah, in the world in general as
Yeah.
well. Um, and all that F bomb stuff was just ridiculous, in my opinion.
Very silly. Just, I, I mean, who cares? Sure. I mean, whether he meant it or not, still, whatever, man. Yes, I don't even know.
No, I know. Do you have any favorite fighters or favorite fights that you can think of on the spot?
Absolutely. My favorite fighter, well, actually, when I think about it, the very first fighter I had who was like, okay, that guy's my number one. Like when I first got into MMA, Keith Jardine was my boy. I was like, Dean, I really like just the idea of this dude. He's awesome. So he was really like my OG favorite. But then I saw Chael and I was like, okay, this guy's awesome. I love how he does, he'll tell you what he's going to do and he'll do it and just beat you down. Um, and then as I discovered Dominic Cruz also, he kind of took over from there and he's just amazing and just been an inspiration in and out of the cage. I'd say and it's really sad to hear the recent
Well,
news
well,
about.
well we're going to speak about that at the end of the video. More towards the end of the video. Um, but yeah, Chael Sonnen. No one does the mouth better than Chael Sonnen. That sounded really wrong, but no, nobody. Nobody's got the talk like him.
No, no, he's the originator of being able to sell a fight and
Yeah.
back it up. I always thought it was like as Connor kind of showed up, like Joe Rogan and other people have been like, no one's backed it up the same. I mean, like Chael would talk, but that was all he could do. I mean, he obviously could fight and stuff. I mean, sure, he didn't win like the big ones like Connor has, but he was still, he wasn't just saying shit and then like just tapping out immediately, like a couple seconds into the fight, like Bob Sapp.
Leave Bob out of this.
Sorry, Bob, I didn't mean it. Hey, man, Bob, though, just to talk about him real quick, you can't really hate on the guy for making money. They're letting him do it. It's a really weird situation, but he's made it work, whether he looks like a pussy or not, and it's whatever.
What's his like mixed martial arts record now? Isn't it like 11-20?
Yeah, I actually wrote a piece on him like a long time ago, just in high school, about before I was even a writer, and about how he was like the biggest wasted potential of all time, which might be a bit of a stretch since he is like in a division of his own. but yeah, he had like 11 wins when I wrote that, which was years ago, and I don't think he's won since. So maybe like 11-22 now, mixed in with kickboxing fights too. It's crazy.
So back to
Um,
the questions. Do you have any experience in martial arts at all?
no, no, nothing other than just watching. I would love to train at a gym and maybe get into actually fighting myself, but there's nothing really around here, and I don't have much time. But I would love to give it a shot one day, but I don't know.
And do you have a job outside of writing?
Yeah, I mean, bounce around. Been bouncing around lately, but currently assembling power washers for a company, so that's that. Good fun.
Okay. And that's the last of my questions, but I'm just going to quickly introduce something. I'm going to call this segment MMA Today News Today. I like that. Do you like that? You like that?
It's not
So
bad, not
so even though it wasn't today, it was
bad.
yesterday. We were speaking about your boy Dom Cruz. Uh,
Mhm.
Obviously, Dom Cruz had to pull out of his fight with Jimmy Rivera, and also Frankie Edgar had to pull out of his fight with Max Holloway. What are your thoughts on that?
Um, Pretty upsetting after the great weekend we had because it's the joy can't last forever. I mean, I'm not as upset about the Frankie fight as Dominic, obviously, since Dominic's my favorite, but that is a huge blow. And really, when you look at it, the only fight at featherweight the only fighter that Holloway hasn't beat yet. He's pretty much cleaned out of the featherweight division already, outside of like Ortega and a couple up and coming guys. But it's kind of crazy when you really look at it. Um, and then for Dominic, he just can't catch a break, man. I was so happy after he put in 3 fights in 2016. I was like, all right, he's back now. And then he took off all of this year and gets hurt at the end of it. I'm like, are you fucking kidding
I
me? What
know,
is
I
that?
know.
What is this?
So, who do you see?
So
Who do you think should step in for Dom?
for Dom, I think that, well, I've been seeing that Lineker is down to do it. I
Okay.
like that. Um,
Do you like the potential
Lineker,
matchup of Aljamain Sterling?
yeah, yeah. I was just gonna say Sterling. I think that those two guys are the ones you got to go with, especially since I think you probably go with Sterling actually, since he actually just also lost his opponent against when he was supposed to fight Yaya in a couple of weeks or so. So
Yeah.
um, he'll be more fresh than Lineker. But I'm down for either of those. But I would probably go with Sterling
Yeah.
since, yeah.
And with Holloway, what do we do with him? I'd probably say Cub Swanson.
I mean, that's the obvious one right now. And I think that in a rematch, it should be more competitive because really the first time it wasn't that much. So whether Cub had an off day or whatever, he's been just all excitement since then, and he usually is. But I don't know, that fight wasn't too great for me. Um, but I would go with Cub or Aldo for sure.
Okay, cool. Anyway, I'm not a UFC matchmaker, so I just thought I'd ask you any. I thought I'd ask you anyway.
Nope. Yeah, no problem.
uh, that's pretty much I've got for you, Drake. That's pretty much everything. Thank you for coming to be a part of episode 1 of Getting to Know MMA Today. Hope you've had fun.
Yeah, man, it was great. Thank you for having me.
So you can go and check out Drake's work over at MMA Today. Check out his top 10s. Check out even the fight recaps he does on weekends. They're excellent pieces of work. You can always see him there. And also don't forget to hit him a follow on Twitter as well. Drake Riggs at Drake _ is it Dre _ Kriggs?
Yeah, it's Dre DRE and then underscore KRIGGS. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. I'll have it on the screen right now. Anyway, so you can just go and follow that when you can. Don't forget to follow me as well at Josh Mantle MMA. But yeah, it's been fun, man.
Yeah, awesome time, man. Thank you so much.
Hopefully, we don't have a broken bit of audio here.
Yeah, that would not be good.
All right, so thank you for being part of episode 1, man. On to the next one.
Yeah, it's an honor, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you, bud.